So Netflix has come out with a show called The Secrets We Keep. This is a Danish show about two affluent Danish families who hire au pairs, which are live-in nannies, caretakers, and it's usually people who are from other countries coming here to make better money and have better opportunities. For in this instance, the au pairs in each household are two Filipino women. One is Ruby, the other is Angel. Angel lives with Cecilia's family in one home. Ruby lives and works for the family in next door, Katarina's family. I'm listing the women of the house because they are like the two of the main characters in the show, and it's essentially like one of the au pairs goes missing, and it really just kind of like shows the divide in who these people that they see as almost lesser than in some situations. Because these women are Filipino, they come from a different background, and it kind of touches on like the racial biases that that come with this kind of like atmosphere, and it's a very good show, though, I'll say that. And the mystery is around like, why is this woman missing? Where'd she go? What happened to her? It's really good, and I will say the show really makes you care about a lot of these characters. Angel is by far one of my favorites. She is just the woman that plays Angel, I can't think of her name now, but she's an amazing actress. And so anyway, this is my little spoiler-free section right here, but I'm about to get into the spoiler section of it. But if you want to go see it, it's pretty good. I would kind of rate it a 7 out of 10. If you want to go see it, it's on Netflix, The Secrets We Keep. I would suggest, it's in Danish, but I would suggest that you watch it, and they have the English dub, but I suggest you watch it in the original Danish language because it really highlights like the language barrier surrounding these characters. Like there's a specific scene, no spoilers at all. There's a specific scene where these the two au pairs they were invited to dinner by Angel's employer, Cecilia, and so Angel and Ruby, the two Filipino au pairs, are sitting at the table along with Cecilia, the woman of the house, and her son. And she's speaking to her son in Danish, which the two au pairs, Ruby and Angel, they know some, but not very fluent, obviously. And so they're not really in on what they're saying, which is nothing bad or anything in this situation. But it's like you can see like how they wouldn't know what they're saying. So then they in turn like communicate with them in English. Though they like she turns around and starts talking to her in English, and that's when they kind of engage and kind of tune into the conversation. But then on the other side of it too, the two Filipino women speak Tagalog together, which the other people in the room have no idea, what they say. So it's kind of like you can see how like some people can keep things away from other people, like listening and stuff like that, and just how you can just be talking mad shit about somebody while they're right there in the room, and you're taking advantage of the fact that they can't understand you. So anyway, if you want to go see it, it's great. Like I said, I would rate this like a 7 out of 10 personally. Take that with what you will. I'm about to go into my spoiler section now, so which will explain why I give it a 7 out of 10. If you want to come back and watch, that'd be great. So spoilers. So I gave it a 7 out of 10 because of the fact the son, the 14-year-old son, Katarina's son, ends up raping this poor girl, Ruby, and she gets pregnant by him. And they try to throw you like red herrings throughout, but it's like it's so obvious it's the kid. Like if you're gonna like try to like throw me off the trail, like don't make it so very obvious like that it's the kid. Just saying. So that was just like a major like it was no shocker who raped and impregnated this poor girl. What was surprising was who murdered her. She ended up dead in the water with a fractured skull, They believe that she could have killed herself, and maybe that she got the fractured skull, like, when her body traveled down the river, or the whatever she was found in. But that was the only thing that really got me, was who murdered her, which was Katerina, the rapist's mother, because she finds out, she gets rid of the evidence, she saves her son's tail. I will say, this show has, like, a lot of very punchable characters. Like, Katerina's family, just in general, I just want to, like, my fists just want to connect with all of their faces. They are just so unlikable in every fucking way. Like, Katerina's like a racist fucking asshole. She's talking mad shit about the Filipino women right behind their back, not even behind their backs, right in front of them in the room. And to Cecilia. And I mean, Cecilia's not, she's not saying those things, but she's not sticking up for Angel, because Angel was in the room, and Katerina's saying stuff like, "Oh, I bet she's missing." And this is the woman who murdered Ruby. She's like, "Oh, she's missing," and I wonder if I bet she's a prostitute. Like, saying these horrible I hear they just come here just so they can get a way into the country and then, like, skip out. Like, ooh, fists connect. Hate this woman. And her husband is just as fucking disgusting. He at one point says, like, with there not being any evidence because they got rid of it, which it's like, I feel like if things, it was on like the kid's cell phone, essentially. He showed Cecilia's son the video of him assaulting this poor girl. And that's how they eventually find out, like, what happened was the son comes forward to his mom, Cecilia, and says, "This is what I saw." But they say, like, they can't find evidence of that. And I don't know if things are different over there, or if their forensics are different, but whatever happened to things that are deleted aren't actually ever truly gone. Like, I get, like, on the nanny cam you can make that disappear, but, like, on the kid's phone, like, you couldn't recover records or something, or it wasn't like they ditched the phone or anything. It was there. I think they check it, you know, but that was fucking stupid. That's why I also had a problem with that. But they, like I said, they try to make it seem like, oh, well, you know, Ruby, you know, my son's 14, like, because there's no evidence, like, she could have been the one to, oh, hell no, like, come on. Oh, angry, okay? And then, essentially, the show just ends with, like, a very controversial ending. Nothing happens because of it. It's like, this poor woman is found, I guess they chalk it up to a suicide, and if they like, ship the kid off to a boarding school to get him away, but, like, it hasn't really come out. I mean, they know, like, the DNA's come back that this is this kid's kid, essentially. That's the fetus. But, so, and it's essentially just, like, nothing's gonna happen. There's gonna be no justice. But the thing is, like, that happens every day. That happens every day in the justice system all over the world. People just get away with it just because they're so affluent and they have such a big, like, the father that he runs a company that literally is like a major asset to the country of Denmark, supposedly, or whatever, like, in this show. And so, like, he's a very big deal. And I mean, when you got the lawyers and shit, you can get away with whatever. And it's really, and this is all fictional, by the way, but it just kind of just shows and highlights that these women who come over here and just to make some better money, make a better life, you know, these things happen, you know, and I mean, this can happen to anybody, but it's these people that, you know, just because of who they are and their connections, they can just get away with whatever. And sadly, that's just how it is. And it's like, I kind of thought of it like as like the ending to The Lovely Bones, where, like, spoiler with that one, like, they never figure out who the pedophile is. They never figure out what happens to the girl's body, but you at least get the satisfaction of seeing that fucker fall down a cliff and die. Like, with this one, it's just like, oh, you know, what can you do? And it's like, you want to like the main character, Cecilia. You, like, want to care for her. But she only has, like, half redeeming qualities. Like, she cares more, obviously, than the woman who murdered Ruby, obviously. But she doesn't care enough to stick up for them when people are talking mad shit about them. She never, like, I mean, Angel has been with her for, like, a year at this point, and it's, like, 2-year contracts, for au pairs. And so she had found out that Angel has a child back home in the Philippines, and she was just like, I want you to go back home to your child. You need to be home with your child after everything that happened, and my son's getting older. I don't want him to, like, it's for everyone's safety, you know, and sake, and blah, blah, blah. She's thinking she's helping, which it's like, in some sense, you can be like, yeah, I understand that. But this woman is like, she's coming at her saying, like, I'm helping you. This is helping you. And she's like, no, it's not. Like, she even gave her, like, a plane ticket to the Philippines. She's like, she's like, you don't know what's best for my son, essentially. And it's like, she's coming like, she comes off like she cares, but she doesn't truly care, because she doesn't truly know anything about this woman who's been living and working with her for over a year. And, I mean, because she's essentially the help, you know? And, but anyway, that's why I give this show, like, a 7 out of 10. Like I said, the best characters are honestly Ruby and Angel. They are, and just, like, the whole Filipino community in that show, they are the real rock stars, because nothing would have gotten taken care of if it wasn't for them and, like, 1.5 detectives. And I say 1.5 because one actually truly fucking cared, and, like, the other one was just like, hey, just, you know, figure out more. He just kind of like, hey, this is your case. Tell me what you find out. You know, like, he never really, like, pushed shit, you know, but yeah. Anyway, so that's my take on the show. It's the Secrets We Keep on Netflix. So yeah, if y'all want to just let me know what you think, and give me a like, give me a follow, comment what you think, if you've seen it. I hadn't seen anything, like, no reviews on this, so I just wanted to throw my opinion out there and thought I could, you know, get my opinion out while I can. But anyway, y'all have a great night.